The rover is supposed to do soft landing first. After that, it is supposed to study two important items of the moon, which is still not studied. Studying the moon, we can study by remote sensing. That is what you do from an orbit, like studying Earth using remote sensing. Second is called in situ evaluation. Go there and study by the. So there, what is there to go there and study? One is its surface. That is a regolith. The first is to study the constituent elements that are made of the regolith. So this is a one study, and for that we have two different instruments. Second is we are looking at the very short distance, the atmospheric characteristic. We know that moon doesn't have an atmosphere, but it is not true in exact sense, because gases do come out of it and they get ionized and they stay in the very close proximity of the surface, and this changes with the day and night. So we want to study in day and night how this small atmosphere, very atomic atmosphere, which is charged particle, are varying. So this is a very interesting thing. Second is we want to find out what is that regolith has electrical characteristics and thermal characteristics. So what we do is we pierce a probe into the sand, or sand, so-called regolith, it can't call it sand, and then pass certain electrical current and measure its conductivity and electrical characteristics. This up to 10 centimeter depth. Then we drop an instrument on the surface and measure the vibration, or the what you call as the earthquake behavior, or the internal processes. Suppose there are some movements happening there, etc., can also be measured by very high sensitive accelerometers. So, and then of course the rover does that atomic evaluation by two instruments. One is a laser based melting of the subject, creating gases, and then do studying spectroscopically. And another is by giving a certain alpha particles on the surface and creating emissions from the materials, and also studying the chemical composition. So these are the experiments which we are looking at.
So when it comes to moon, what are the steps that India is planning in the next few years with the whole world exploring the lunar economy?
So let us see how Chandrayaan-3 goes, and after that we will work out. But currently we have plans to work together with Japan on a moon mission, which is still not finalized. We are in the formal technical discussion where they want to land a lander, and we are to develop the rest of the capability and want to look at scientific objectives more closely. So we are discussing the scientific part of it now. But more missions will be based on what exactly new we want to find out scientifically. That is still under discussion.
That will be Chandrayaan-4 in Japan?
I don't know. We will have to decide, because something which is not announced, I can't name it.
And what is the duration of this mission life of Chandrayaan-3?
Chandrayaan-3 can last only one moon day.
Okay.
One moon day is 14 days.
14 days.
14 so when the sun rises and sun sets, will be the power generation capability. Beyond that, night will come. The temperature will drop very drastically down there, and possibility of system surviving those 15 days of night time has to be seen. If it survives, and next day when the batteries charge up, possibly it can extend its life. We will have to see that.
So could you give us an elaborate idea about how much time it will take, and roughly what is the duration of landing that we could target?
From launch to land.
No, launch takes place if the launch takes place on 14th as planned, then we can land it in the window which starts from 23rd of August to say another 15 days. But we may not land at exactly on the dawn of that, because power generation will be lesser. So sun has to rise up to some height to generate sufficient power. So maybe 23, 24, 25, 26, any of those days we can land. So, and then do the experiment. August.
And if we miss the launch window this time, what is the duration that we can still target till?
Launch window?
Yes.
Launch window is 2:35 p.m. exact. It has to happen then. If it doesn't happen, some other day it will happen. I'm not going to look at all the possibility to you, but we have our own backup.
सर मौसम कितना मायने रखेगा, खास तौर पे जब बारिश का समय है, मानसून है, ऐसे में मौसम कितना महत्वपूर्ण रहेगा, और उसको मद्देनजर रखते हुए क्या तैयारी है?
See, we have a very good meteorological prediction capability at Sriharikota itself. So we have a wind measurement radar, we have lightning measurements, we have tropical radars measuring it, and we have information from various sources. And we have an expert team who is ISRO team supported by IMD in the station at Sriharikota, looking at all the weather possibilities till 14th. I am assured that till 14th we have no issue based on the long-term prediction. But the sky will be overcast, cloud will be there, drizzle is there. Even now it is raining, so that will happen. No issue for the launch.
So you mentioned about transferring SSLV to the industry in your speech. Why is the need to transfer, and is it? I mean, aren't you transferring it too fast? Just 2 development sites and
So what do you suggest? Go slow? Okay. If you suggest go slow, I may go, but then the whole
No,
demand.
what is the roadmap? What is the
Roadmap.
that you have?
No, that's roadmap only is what is announced, that we are going to do the technology transfer of SSLV to industry. It's a declaration that we are given even before we started SSLV development. You have to understand that the principle of SSLV development is currently there is no industry at that point in time to develop small rockets in India. We started that program, and we want to help industry to do it. And we took up the development with us, and we've completed in about 3-4 years. In fact, we wanted to be done in 2.5 years of time, but because of COVID, it took 4 years of time, and we faced one failure also. So now that is developed and launched successfully, we want to honor our what originally we told. It is not developed for ISRO, because ISRO has no interest to develop small satellite rocket and compete with anybody. We have no interest. Our interest is to help the industries to have this small satellite launch capability, which is happening in private industry anyway.